Well, we busted out the third one. Alright, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're finally getting some rain. It's not a lot, it's kind of just misting, but hey, I am still very happy and very thankful for some rain. It is again a little bit chilly. Yesterday it started getting a little chillier, and the day before we had like almost 80-degree weather, and now we're back down to 45. So a little bit of a jump, but we're gonna see if it still works to land plane today. We need to get a lot of work done. We busted out the old one again. I mean, it never does as good of a job as the other two. The other two are a lot heavier and they can move dirt a lot better than this one can. Then I don't know if y'all remember, but this one was broken pretty bad. It was kind of cracked in half. Yeah, you can tell there's still a crack there. Still kind of in half. But it works. It's kind of bowed in a little bit in the middle, but it's not too bad. It still works. But we're gonna get out here. I'm gonna service these tractors, and then let's get going this chilly morning. I'd rather sit in the tractor with some heat rather than be outside in the cold. So I'm only doing the outside of the field right now, but from going around here, it's not too wet. It still works pretty good. There's still quite a bit of dry dirt underneath the ground. So with that, that's what's making it work. Except this land plane doesn't like the back blade as much. This land plane has those crossbars in between the front blade and the back blade. And with a little bit of wet dirt, it likes to sit on top of those crossbars very easily, and that's what makes it not want to feed through and keep going. So that's the only thing this land plane doesn't like, which I don't think those crossbars really need to be there. We could technically take them off, but we're just gonna leave them. It's not, it works. Normally we don't land plane this wet anyway, but we want to land plane quite a bit yet because there's a lot more chances for rain in the future, and if we can have all of it land plane before the rain, then that saves us a very big step. We would love to have it rained on after land plane instead of before, because if it rains even more now, who knows when we're going to get in the field. It'll be way longer yet, and I feel like this time of year, right before planting season, we are behind as it is. So we're just gonna try keep working it until it doesn't work. That's what we're gonna be doing. But I feel like once I get into the field and actually go where I'm supposed to, then I feel like then it's gonna work a little bit better. Because always, like I said, there's the wet dirt, and there's always a lot of more weeds and wheat growing on the outside of the field. So any weeds or anything that gets trapped up underneath that second blade, that also helps with it clogging. So I feel like once I get into the field, it's gonna work a whole lot better. But for now, I am going to leave this field. There's another field half a mile that way that I'm gonna go to next. I'm gonna go there first. There was from plowing, we had kind of messed up that one year, and then there was a lot of wind and then it all added onto it, so now there's kind of a berm, and this land plane is the heaviest, so I'm going to flatten out that berm now before it gets even wetter, because if it rains then they're probably going to start listing that field, and then we're not going to get into the field with the land plane, so might as well do that now. I'll head over there real quick. It shouldn't take more than like an hour or 2 hours maybe, then I'll come back here to this field and start actually working the field. My brother is currently on that end of the field. He's working his way this way. I'll let him just be alone here for a minute until that third land plane gets running. Then he'll be with two of them here, and then shortly I'll join all three of them together. Man, it's a beautiful day though outside. I love it. Oh, hey, you wanna know what we forgot? We forgot to put grease on the blades so the dirt doesn't stick to it.
Oh, dude, you're right. Dang it.
We're not gonna mention that that was take 2. That was the second time you heard that joke. Yeah, it's definitely a lot wetter on this field than it was on the other one. I'll try to make it work. I'm gonna go first one time straight like this, then maybe I'll come and then I'll swing and I'll try to grab dirt and bring it this way, keep bringing it further away from the wheat. That one year it was just crazy windy and we had barely harvested 1/2 peanuts, and then there was cover crop on that half, and I believe it had blown so much dirt and sand and it just blew up right against the wheat and created a huge berm. It didn't help that we had plowed a certain way the previous year. There was already a slight berm, and then it piled up and it made it worse. So for the past 2 years we've been trying to flatten it out more and more. It's a lot better than what it was, but still needs lots of improvement. Yeah, I got a lot flatter than what it was, but I feel like now that I'm digging further down, there's actually a lot of moisture underneath the ground, and that's too wet. But it's still doing a decent job. But I think after I'm done with this pass, maybe I'll do one more pass, and then I'll probably call it for a day. Maybe wait till Monday, unless if it rains more. If it rains more, then we'll have to wait a little longer. But there's certain spots that work pretty good because it's quite sandy, so it still works pretty good. But I think we might just hold off just a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 more days, and then we'll get back at it. Well, until next time. Well, welcome back. Last time I filmed was Saturday. It is now Monday. Once we left the farm on Saturday, it just started drizzling even more, or misting, whatever you want to call it. And it didn't really stop. It kind of went all day Sunday. So everything is nice. It's not like wet. We didn't get more than 1/2 inch for sure. We probably got like 3 to 4 tenths in total maybe. But still thankful nonetheless. But as luck would have it, on Sunday, pivot decided to break down, and we decided to just turn it off and we'd fix it on Monday. So I got the welder hooked on now, because when my brother turned everything off on Sunday yesterday, he found out that there was a leak on one of the welds. So good thing he did turn it off. So I'm gonna go weld a hole real quick, cover it up, and then that field will be ready to turn back on again. And then we have one more field to turn on. That one needs to water. We might only do like 1 more shot of water on that field, and that one will be ready to swath and bale, which that's exciting. But this video kind of turned into, hey, we got 3 land planes to, hey, we're not land planing anymore. We got a bunch of other stuff to fix now. A couple of fields. Well, actually, there's another 2 fields after the 2 that I already mentioned that they also, I guess the electricity probably flipped on them or something, and half the wells aren't running, so we gotta turn everything there back on. Which 4 fields today that we got to turn back on today, so it'll be quite a busy day. And I think my cousin might grab that sprayer. He might start spraying fertilizer on all of the fields that we have already land planed, and then we can actually switch over the fields from watering the wheat to watering those land plane fields. Hopefully it shouldn't take more than a week of watering, and then we'll start listing up beds, get it from blowing, which that part is very exciting. Gonna get here to the swell, that's first things first. Gonna weld ourselves a hole shut. Well, somewhere around here my brother said there was a hole. I guess I'm gonna have to find me it. Said it was this well. Might have to call him to make sure. He said it was somewhere on the pot side, but I can't see anything. He said it was exposed. We didn't have to do any digging. It doesn't look like it's this one. Maybe he meant that one over there, or that one there, or that one there, or that one right there, or even that one right over there. Yeah, there's a lot of them. He could have meant any one of them in this cluster of wells. I'll have to give him a call real quick. Ah, he said the one further west. So, found it. Got ourselves a nice hole. And this is the one that has this terrible cover on the outside of it. Don't know what that is, so I'll have to definitely do some grinding first. That's actually quite large. I'm very shocked. So I'll do some grinding, weld this guy closed. And that little bit of grinding exposed a secondary hole and almost a third. It's larger than I expected. Instead of just tacking it closed like I was going to, I'm probably gonna have to get myself a little piece of metal, small little patch, little band-aid, and then cover it up. I believe I should have something on the welder here. We usually do. Can't really use flat steel since it is a curved pipe, but I can just cut me out a piece of this one, or even this piece right here. Just cut me out a little square, and it's already curved to the shape of that pot. I believe I don't see any other extra smaller pieces laying around, so I think I'll just notch me out. This seems pretty thick. This one's a little thinner. I'll probably grab this one, chop me out a nice little square band-aid right there. There we go, we're tacked on. Well, I still haven't mastered my underneath welding, but my up and down and side to side is, I mean, it's not gonna leak, that's for sure. So we're done here. Doesn't look too bad. It looks all right. It looks good for a terrible welder guy. All cleaned up. Let's go to the next project. Next quick project before we start turning pivots back on, we replaced this air vent. It was leaking like crazy. The other day when we were laying planing this field right here, it was just spewing out. I don't like it when it sprays water out and a bunch of weeds just start growing around the well and makes it all ugly and everything. So we're gonna replace it. Out with the old and in with the new. Next project. And next on the agenda is replacing this panel box right here. This right here is a VFD, and on multiple reasons why I dislike VFDs, it's burned out. This is the second one now that we replaced. I don't like VFDs. Never ever buying one again. I do not think, not for a small scale well. Anything larger, I feel like it could be worth it, but for these tiny ones, for like a 5 horse, 10 horse, it's not worth it. It's not paying off. For anything like 100 horse or like 200 horsepower motors, yeah, then there might be worth it, but not for small scale. But anyways, this one's burnt out. My brother's over there, he turned off the panel box. So I'm gonna just get my voltmeter right here. Gonna test it out real quick. Make sure there's no more volts here, because I do not want to get sparked today. No thanks. Let's see here. And that one, no volts. No volts. Yep, triple checking it. Yep, no volts. No volts. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go. No volts.
Sounds good. I'll head over there then.
Wires are coming off. We're just gonna mark these wires. That one got one tape mark on it, and then on this side, this one got one tape mark on it, and then the other two will put 2 tape marks on it so we know which wires go together, because electricity comes from that well off of the field, comes into here, splits off, goes down here, and then heads to a well right over there. So we have to know which ones were connected to which ones down here when we take it all out. This is going to be a little bit difficult getting these wires into the new panel box just because they are so far apart. Because this is a new one that we're putting on there. It's not a VFD, but as you can tell, that's going to cut it a little close with how the electricity is coming out. So we might have to do a little bit of digging just to hopefully move one of them a little bit closer. We'll see how it'll exactly turn out. But for now, we're just taking everything apart. Gonna take this panel box off of the bracket that's made back here, and then we'll yank it all off of there, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, taking all the screws out would help.
Maybe. There we go.
There we go. I don't know how you guys up north do it. This is a low spot and it is solid clay, and you work a little bit and you just get like, that's like a solid layer of clay on the bottom of my boot. Like, that is so annoying. How do y'all work with that every day? I know my sand blows, but I like my sand over too much clay, because this is just annoying to deal with. Trying to shovel, all the dirt just sticks to your shovel. Oh, because we didn't grease my shovel. That makes sense.
That's the problem.
Why didn't you let me know we're supposed to grease the shovel?
I forget to grease everything, okay?
We forget to grease the lamp planes, then we forget to grease the shovel. It is what it is. You want to run it down a little bit? There you go. I got these 3 wires in there. Hold on. Let me get these wires.
You got them?
Now just connecting the pump wires. Cover the hole. He's going to go turn the electricity back on, and we should be done. There are 2 sets of wires in here, but connected them all right there. They're all nicely connected up there. We can close that because, you know, that's safety, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Got fuses in there because that panel box didn't have fuses. Should be good to go. Another well that can be running here, pumping into the pivot. All right, shovel that hole closed. Now we're gonna see if there's volts in here. Yep, we're good. We got 480. Now let's just see if this well is gonna run. Let me actually do amps. I want to see how many amps this guy's gonna run. .5 amps. Sure sounds right. I believe there's a 7.5 horse in here. No, I think there's a, never mind. It's a 5 horse in here. Oh, hold it close too soon. Yeah, I forgot we downsized it to a 5 horse, so it's pumping good air, so I'm assuming it's right. The amp temperature match up. I think it's actually supposed to do like 8.4 or 8.2 give or take, so it is a little high. But I'll let it pump water first, and then I'll see if it's making the right amount of pressure. But if it makes the right amount of pressure, which, I mean, it's taking well over 100 with just the valve open. Let me open this valve real quick. Close this guy. So yeah, if it's making over 100 pounds, it's not on reverse. There you go. We got water. Well, it works. Junk. Let's get out of here. We're done here. Oh, look at you, big strong man. Carry it all by yourself.
I'm a big strong man.
See, it's the second one we've replaced. Because when the VFD burns out, replacing the VFD is more expensive than getting a whole new panel box. So we opt for getting a whole new panel box instead of getting a new VFD. That's our reasoning. So yeah, there's two of them. And we have quite a few around this area. Who knows how many more we'll have to fix in the next couple of years. But I'm gonna end the video right here. We got some pivots to turn on, so we're gonna do that out now after lunch. But as always, I do appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all guys in the next one.